still sitting up, guys. Give me a break. Let me figure everything out here. Hear me now. Get that turned up. There we go. There we go. Let me see who's in here. I can't see it. Hold on a second. Okay. I can't see yet, you guys. Give me a break. I'll be ready in just a second. A little bit behind here. Blue Healer, hey, good to see you. Yeah, now I'm seeing who's in here. Getting everything set up, you guys. Sorry I'm late. Get a bunch of guys in here. I got to tell you guys some stuff, and then we'll have a chit chat. There we go. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Looks like it's nice outside here. It's kind of overcast, not too bad, but it's not cold. Volcano, Hawaii volcano, aloha. Good to see you. Hey, Susan. Hello to you also. Texas must be warm, Texas. Hi, Tyler. You're gonna have more snow up in Idaho? Yeah, darn it. It's nice here. We've had a pretty good winter so far. Still morning in Hawaii, I suppose so. You must be one of those guys that like snow, huh, Tyler? Yep. I remember those days. I remember when I was in my 30s, I loved snow. I used to go snowmobiling all the time. Had a couple of sleds, one for me and one for my little woman. Threw them on the trailer and off we'd go. It was a blast. And when she had to work, you know what? It didn't stop me. I just threw them up on the trailer anyway and went and got the neighbor. Said, "Come on, let's go. We're going sledding." Those were the days. I don't have my phone. Honey, will you bring me my phone? There we go. Now I can see more what's going on. There you go. Let me get you a link up there, bud. Be there in just a second. There you go, buddy. Try to get everything going here still. Let's see. Looks like I'm about out of battery on my phone. Bummer. Turn that thing down. Gonna be a snow pup mansion. Is that what you said? Must be gonna make igloos, huh? There he is. Hold on. Get my partner in crime up here. Hey, Gil.
Hey, you surprised me coming on early today.
Early. This is 1 o'clock, so
It usually 1 o'clock on Fridays.
this is Friday, isn't it? No? Oh,
Thursday.
yeah. Thursday.
Yeah.
I won't be on tomorrow. I thought it was already Friday, darn it. Somebody's echoing. It's not me, I don't think.
I don't hear any echo. Nope, I don't hear any echoes at all.
I better try again here.
And wait a minute, let me try something else. It may have been your echoing through mine. Put my earbud back in.
Yeah, mine's not mine's all the way down. It can't be me. I guess I jumped the gun. I could have waited one more day to come up here.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to be up here tonight.
It's not going to happen.
Oh.
Nick Pixie TV. Hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you here before.
Get my another one over here.
Yeah, 12 inches of rain. Holy cow. That's a lot of rain. Yeah, it's supposed to be on Wednesday morning. I wasn't on then either.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they even forget what my name is.
Peggy Bro, I guess. Is that right? Bro? Briao?
The X is silent. I do believe.
Some days she forgets what day it is, too. I hear you there. That's good for me. I forget all the time. You get to be my age. Days just kind of flow into another, one day into another. Nick Pixel TV. Now zooming by us because you're getting towards the end of it, Nick. Starts out slow and then just picks up speed.
Yeah, we finally got a reprieve from the snowstorms here, but we're supposed to come back in tonight with a 70% chance of snow tonight and 60% chance tomorrow. But then we get several clear days: Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we got a 20% chance on Tuesday. So,
oh man, you're starting your snow season then.
So yeah. Whew. Yeah, I spent a good part of yesterday out there shoveling and using that little cheap plastic snow
Hello
blower.
from Nebraska. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Tryon. Oklahoma. So he's down there south of you. with keeping it Dutch and
How's the
Hitting high
weather in
to you guys.
Oklahoma, Tryon? Good to see you, by the way. You see what I did?
trimmed it.
It's always about this long now.
That's what I had to do to my upper one. It was getting down to my food and everything all the time.
Yeah, it gets so long, then I just got to get rid of it.
John's live.
Hey, John. Pathogens? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a bunch of neurovirus, whatever you call it, the
Maybe
common cold
that's
one going
what's
around.
going on with me because I'm sicker than a dog.
Uncle Al, hey.
Hey, Al, how you doing? Hey, old man. I am a sick dog, old man. I got your email. I figured I would just talk to everybody on here when I came on. Just waiting for all the old regulars to get in here.
Got 12 watching, only 10 thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, we had Dave had a great live last night with the Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy from Doom and Bloom.
I was going through my notifications last night and I saw he was on, but I have not been doing anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
I put that video out today only because I needed to get that VR done for PrepRx. It took me 4 days to do the damn video.
Yeah.
That's how good I feel. Hey, Keith, how are you, my friend? My brother from another mother. Good to see you.
Hey, Keith. Uncle Al, what are you talking about getting ready for an earthquake? When, where, how, and who? I want to hear this prediction.
Gonna be in California.
Well, I'm in Idaho now, so I don't get my neck doesn't tingle like it used to for California quakes.
Yeah, but you still got California down there.
Yeah, but I'm not there.
Is that any way to talk about your loved ones?
Well, I'm waiting for them to come up here.
Well, at least they got somewhere to go.
Yep. Take a quick look at something here. Okay.
Hey, Wes, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
Okay, today is the 16th, so that was
I don't know, half of YouTube. I'm waiting for half of YouTube to get on here, Wes.
yeah. The
important half.
Uncle Al, I guess it looks like Ridgecrest had a 2.5 shaker this morning at 3 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I had that thing on the other day, old man. That thing is pretty darn warm.
Circle of Fire, yeah. I know Bob the Metal Guy is his relatives in the Philippines down in the southern tip there by Davao City are getting nervous because all the quakes they've been having down there. The last time they had a series of quakes like that, the volcano on that island blew.
Hold on for a minute, you guys. I'll be right back. Yeah, take this call.
All right. Okay, so while he's out, everybody put a comment in and then delete it. Just type the letter R or something like that and retract it. He'll wonder what's going on. Yeah, we're finally getting all here up at the compound here in Idaho. We're finally getting all the snow off the roof, and we had something like a foot or so built up on there. We had some weird winds come in, blowing the snow around, and I have some drifts out there by my cargo containers that are almost 3 feet deep, but 10 feet away, it's only 3 inches deep. Now everyone remove them. Yeah, I tease Steve, of course, there's trainers like this. Must have a security clearance. There we go. Okay, that ought to do it. 2 weeks weather flip. Yeah, it's already looks like it's starting to happen here a little bit. I got to get the weather.gov. We meant to do this earlier. The weather on the jet stream. The jet stream is shifting again. Ooh, yeah, that's getting some really interesting swirls over there, but yeah, it's not showing. Try changing this up. But yeah, let's see what we got going on here. It must be an interesting one. So what's, we're going to find out what his big announcement is. I'm not sure, but let's see what we got here. Forecast. Okay. Oh, there's a cool website I just found. I'm going to see if I can take a look at it here, and I may throw it up here for you guys. Yep, there we go. There's one. I'm going to throw this one up here. Yeah, the jet stream is definitely tweaked around because usually the wind here in southeastern Idaho is blowing north by northeast. Now it's east by southeast going on today. So, and it looks like the jet stream has made a big tweak here. And if this over here next to that. Yeah. Oh, this one's, yeah, similar, a little bit more detail on this one. I'm going to throw it up here for you guys too. These are the two nice, showing the jet stream. Usually the jet stream goes up and down, up and down. More like a deep, deep type thing. If I can get Will to, when he comes back on here, to share the other map here I have here, you can see it has if you open in a second window, you'll see the jet stream is no longer going up and down. Mainly it's going east to west. Look at that. See what I mean? Instead of going up and down like it is, it's up and it's going right on across. And look at that. So it looks like Ohio's finally going to get nailed here. I know Dave's been complaining that it's not getting much there. And yeah, down here, you can see over here is Scott at Hidden Valley Homestead is still working in California, and he says they're getting a rainstorm coming right now. And that's what that's showing there. They're going to get hit by a rainstorm. But so Uncle Al, you're pretty good spot on picking that one out. It looks like we're going to have some really funky weather here. The whole jet stream's turning around. It's more like it should be more like it is over here, but it's going usually comes up, down, up again, but it's just going straight east to west. I mean west to east there.
It was a pretty funky one there.
Yeah, and so it looks like coming off of Baja California, you got some moisture and some cold air that's going to come across, and so. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of snow getting dumped going across, especially for those that are heading back to Virginia. Oh, man, it looks like you're going to get hit with it. Let me go back to the other one. Yeah, that's going to be kind of ugly there. This one really covers it in a lot better detail.
Yeah, my friend I was just talking to, he's in New York headed for Virginia. He said the weather's messed up.
Yeah, well, that would be right here in New York. And look over here above Ohio there. That is some nasty stuff there.
Yeah, in case everybody's wondering, he said tell everybody hi in the chat. That was Matt A.
Ah, Matt. Oh, cool.
He said his mom doing a lot better. So how come everybody's getting message retracted up here? Is that something bad or what?
Just Uncle Al said the weather's going to flip flop, and yeah, the jet stream has totally changed up here in the last couple days. It's instead of going up and down like it normally does, it's going east to west.
How come you don't use Wonderground anymore, Wes?
All right, you can go ahead and pull that down. I'm going to check that link Wes put out there.
Which one do you use, Wes? Common Sense with Elizabeth. Hello, how are you? Good to see you.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Oh, they're named after a communist group. Maybe they are. Maybe they are a communist group.
Yeah.
Are they a communist group, Gil?
No, it's just they did it as a joke for that portion of it. It looks like.
Bushcraft. Hey, how are you doing, my friend?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Yeah, it must have just been a joke, BK. I thought it was Friday, but it's only Thursday.
Yeah.
I had a brain fart.
Yeah, it's a bunch of meteorologists put together put together the underground weather service, and now it's companies based in San Francisco, California. I mean California.
Wes is trying to get us way into the rabbit hole.
You're a decade off, Wes. The name is a reference to the 1960s militant radical student group of the Weather Underground, which was also organized at the University of Michigan, where the guys that founded the Weather Service were originally from Michigan and moved to California.
They're talking about the weather map that Gil had up trying. That the name of it is was formed by some communists.
Yeah. There's one is there's one weather underground, and the better one and the other one is Weather Street. The better one was from Weather Street. The Weather Underground one didn't look quite as good. Didn't give us much information. The Weather Street models for the jet stream forecast is what we were looking at.
Yeah, I was just talking to a guy on the phone, Elizabeth. He was just coming from New York to trying to get down to Virginia. He said he's had a heck of a time because of all the weather changing all the time. Hi, Sue Nelson.
Well, trying. I would imagine that there's just more of the Democrats flocking to a home base, thinking they're going to be taken care of and pampered. Hey, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
We got two Sues in here. Take a quick look over here. Good. Anthony just uploaded his making deer chili.
Deer chili.
Yeah. D with DEER, not DEAR.
Well, it could be both ways, I guess. Deer to take care of your little lady, or deer, a four-legged lady.
Yeah. Yeah, the DEAR would be more like lines of I can't think of that guy's name now. They did the Hannibal Lecter chili.
How's the weather in eastern Washington, Sue?
See, that would have been okay. See, common sense. I'm looking at it here. So the Weather Underground Weather Service is Jeff Masters, Professor Perry Sampson, Alan Strindberg, and Mac.
27 inch sunny. Oh man, too cold to snow. So that's perfect temperature.
Yeah. Right now, let me reload my local weather here. Yeah, it says it's 37 here, so yeah, that's about right. That's going to be the high for the next until Monday. That's the highest we're going to have here in Idaho. Everything else, the highs drop down to freezing or below freezing for the highs.
I kind of understand where you're coming from there, Wes. My mind kind of works like that too sometimes.
Yeah, good point, Wes. Anyways, they don't have the better view. The better view is actually from the Wall Street weather service. It looks much better. It gets much more detailed. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Tyler's a poet and he didn't even know it.
$70 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in one of those banana belts, Anthony. It could be 70 degrees today, and then the wind current can switch around, and you'd be like in the 30-degree range tomorrow or something.
Actually,
they call that the banana belt.
All right, Anthony, northern or southern Carolina?
Let me see what my weather thing is. I think it looks like what you got, Wes.
Looks like Southern Carolina in a couple days here is going to get even warmer.
Let me see where it says. I don't think it says who it is.
Possibly here. Got a little bit of warmth coming off the.
I think it is AccuWeather. I think mine's AccuWeather too, Wes. It does good enough. It gets close enough.
Yeah.
Hey, Howie, what's up? How's it feel to have your channel back?
Budget Bushcraft and Howie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird all over the place this year. The weather has been really strange.
Yeah. Yeah. When I bought my place here in 2016, that winter, 2016.
That's probably why I have it then, Wes. Because I have an Android.
Into 2017 was supposed to be the coldest and most snow they've had in 20 years. And this year, they're already beating it. Of course, that flat jet stream doesn't help none either. Because basically, it's bringing a lot of stuff cold and wet down from the Arctic, and it's going to come right on across Northern California, Northern Nevada, and Northern Utah, and into Nebraska. And Wyoming and Nebraska and everything north there is going to get, it's ugly, it looks.
You want me to put that map up? Is that what you...
No, you want to throw it up again for a minute? Yeah, so you can see it coming down. Usually it goes up and down a lot more than this.
That looks like the same one that was up there.
Yeah, it is. But I'm saying, if you look over here on the left side of it, it's bringing, it's coming down from off the screen here like this, and comes in, and it's going across instead of up and down like it normally does. It's almost like it's flatlining across the Midwest into the New England states. That's going to be, ugly. Yeah, this is the weatherstreet.com. This one's
freezing and rain in Oklahoma, you guys.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on here with. I know there's a LA down here is getting a rainstorm moving in. Scott from Hidden Valley, Homestead. He's up 300 feet up in a crane right now working down. He says the weather pattern's coming in, looking ugly. He has a good view up there.
I don't know what it is here, but it's been like raining in the evenings, and then at night it gets down below freezing, so it all turns to an ice rink,
Yeah. That's good for that. So what's your big announcement?
Big announcement is I'm going to be stepping back from YouTube for probably 2 or 3 weeks.
All right.
My COPD is really acting up this year with all the screwy weather going on. And I almost had to go to the ER the other day. So I think it's mainly I push myself really hard on here when I'm doing it. I do all these live streams and everything, and it just pushes me to the brink. So
Right.
I'm just going to step back and not do so many live streams, and I'll probably only just put out like one video a week because I don't want to lose my stature in the community. We wouldn't
Right.
want that, would we?
No.
But I'm just going to start watching videos and supporting the people to support me and making sure that I take care of myself for a little while.
Okay. So which day or days are you going to keep up? Which ones are you going to drop?
I don't know yet, but all I know is I have to step back. My body tells me when it's time. It was about, I don't know, this time last year I had to do the same thing. My body just can't keep up. Every year that ticks by, the COP gets worse. So,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would love just to keep going the way I am, but my body has to tell me when it's time to quit for a while. So, I'm going to try to do, I think I'm going to keep trying to do the Monday night lives as long as I can
Yeah.
because I really enjoy doing that. But, and then maybe one video a week. And then the rest of the week is just going to be time to support the rest of my folks that take care of me. So,
All righty. Well, along that same lines, I'm going to do a shout out here on you. So, Will got the machine donated to him for that he was trying to raise money for, but he still needs money for all the hoses and all the apparatus and the battery packs and stuff like that. So his GoFundMe channel is still up and going.
I'm going to run it till the end of the month, you guys.
Yeah.
I could use like a couple more $100 if you guys can afford it. Just pennies out of your pocket is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not asking for any big donations, but just enough so I can get the battery packs and cylinders, what they call them. The cylinders on the sides have to be replaced from time to time because they call them charging tubes, and then they gunk up from the air stuff in the air, so you have to replace them and stuff like that. So I figure with Prepper X or the X Nation actually, they got me the machine, and then they have a couple of $100 left in there that they gave me for some of the accessories, but it doesn't cover all of them. So I still need a couple of $100 left to finish it off, and then I'll take it down, and that will get me going enough where I can start putting some money off to the side to buy like the extra charging tubes and stuff. The tubes, they cost $80 for two of them, and they only sell them in sets. So, that still is a good deal for me because it beats having to take these hunky ass bottles out to my car and unload them and everything. So I just need a little jump start, and then I'll be okay.
All right. Good to hear that. Yeah, that was a great thing that Prepper X and his community did for you.
It is. They took me. They did this for me. I about cried when I got that machine in the mail. I had no idea that they were going to be doing that stuff. So I know we have, Wes. I hate to do that, but it's at least for just a couple of weeks, and then I'll reassess it.
Okay.
I have to let my lungs rest, Wes.
Yeah. Okay, going back here in the chat a little bit.
Well, you go ahead and have your guest. I'll come and watch, okay?
Yeah. Herman the Great stepped in here. Mondak Living's in here.
I didn't say I was going to stop supporting you guys. I just said I can't be so active as I have been.
Yeah. And Wes said to stop. Where was it here? There. He says it's the popsicles. Eat the blue ones instead of the yellow ones. The yellow ones.
I never thought about that. I never thought about that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
The size of piano, yeah, trying. I got one. If you see where I'm pointing, I have a huge one right here, and it pumps oxygen to me right here through this hose. But if I go outside, I have to have these big old tanks and stuff that I haul around. But now I don't have to because I have this little bitty. I can show you. It's right here. This is it. This is what I can take outside now instead of all those bottles. So, those things are a little bit spendy, you guys. Hope you guys better take care of your lungs.
Yeah. Will, you don't have to answer that. You can tell I'm getting too personal on this question, but did you used to smoke when you worked in construction?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to smoke like a chimney.
Yeah.
Hey, when I quit smoking, I was smoking 3 packs a day.
Yeah. My dad started smoking when he was about 9. So that would have been 1939. He started smoking, and that's what did him in.
Oh, you have an alien life form? Oh, man. What do those things cost? They just float down from the atmosphere and attach to you, Wes? Oh, you must have gotten yours from Howie. Hey, CR, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Oh, wow, $1.99. That is a bargain.
Walmart. Was he on the clearance aisle? The rollback price aisle?
Probably was back there in that rollback aisle, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, and so, news-wise, I guess there are still a lot of the Second Amendment supporters that are heading to Virginia. And of course, some of them, not very many of them, but some of them were being very vocal about what they were going to do back there and how they'd be marching around, showing off their rifles and stuff. And the governor freaked out and passed that state of emergency act thing. And then they're banning all handguns and rifles in the city of Richmond now, and they're got it set up so they can call in the blue helmets to help disarm anybody that violates.
How can they do that? That's all against the law.
Not anymore. Well, because Obama signed,
they can't bring their own people against themselves.
They're not bringing own people. They're bringing the blue helmets.
Oh, NATO?
United Nations. And that's because of that stupid little proclamation law thing that Obama signed. It would have been nice if Trump had immediately revoked that. But yeah, so anybody is still planning on heading back there, don't bring any firearms into the city of Richmond. Also, I haven't been able to confirm this. I know they did it back in 2015, and the state legislature overrode the governor and the state attorney general when they rescinded the reciprocatory concealed carry permit thing. But I heard that they did it again, and thinking that it's going to take the legislature, even if they do it this time,
I was going to say, if your state's reciprocatory with them, unless the states passed a law through the legislature, they can't do that. They can't waive it.
Actually, the attorney general could, but the state said the way he did it was wrong, and they reinstituted it before, and he didn't try to kill it again. But it took like several months to do that, and so they're hoping that it'll take several months before they can override him again. But by then, this whole thing will be over.
Exactly.
Exactly. So the best
If
thing
got
I
a
can,
concealed permit, I would not say anything to them. If they asked me, I would just say I left my gun at home.
yeah, I wouldn't even say anything at all. But um, seriously, these what's giving them
They
ammunition
should never have told the whole world what their plan was.
exactly, and you got people just mouthing off about. Sorry if I offend anybody. I'm sorry, but they're mouthing off about stuff they should be mouthing off about, and basically they're giving those who want to take away our Second Amendment rights. They're giving them
You're giving them the
ammunition
power. Yep.
to force the issue, and so it's like, hey, you want to go do it peacefully. You say in your videos, we're going to peacefully march. We're not going to do anything, and just downtone it. And because if everybody downtoned it and just showed up, and they, if the state legislature, I mean, the governor and the attorney general hadn't done anything, they all would have been there, and it would have been a lot less hassle. But then the other problem is because everyone's been mouthing, not everyone, a few have been mouthing off about what they're going to do. They're bringing in a bunch. I'm not going to say who they is, but everybody can guess. Are bringing in a bunch of anti nutheads
You
to
might be talking about
cause
the and you know
problems.
five boys.
Yeah, and so these guys are paid to come in and stir up problems. And so, yeah. And the problem is, it's not just that not just the pro gun and anti gun people are going to be out there. It's the pro and anti abortion groups. It's the pro and the anti tax increase groups. And there's going to be a whole bunch of different groups out there all trying to get their say. And yeah.
Well, Pat Tody's got a point there. UN wouldn't even exist without the U.S. funding. So
Yeah.
if like President Trump, he's a two-way sympathizer, right? So if all he would have to do is tell the UN, well, go ahead and do that. We're not going to fund you guys anymore,
Well, actually, he shouldn't say go ahead and do that. He should just say, no, I'm revoking this proclamation. Get your troops out of our country. But, not sure why he doesn't do that.
I heard he's under a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah. So, yeah. But because of that thing that Obama signed, the governors of each state can call on the blue helmets to help disarm the populace in a state of emergency, which is what the governor declared. So, anyways, I'm getting off my soapbox.
Oh, it's no fun when you do that.
I want to see the guys in the side chat get on their soapbox now.
You want to come up here, Wes? I'll send a link out for you. Why not? You're a good guy for the panel. There you go, sir.
Yeah. Now, as a side thought, when I was talking to somebody else, if the governor calls in the blue helmets, what's going to happen with the general pro Second Amendment populace there in Virginia? Somebody's going to start sniping at blue helmets. And that's going to cause all sorts of more problems.
Well, that's it. It just takes a few people to say the wrong things that screw it up for everybody.
I don't think the National Guard's going to respond. They're going to, have the blue flu.
Yeah, I'll have to try that one.
Very true, Elizabeth. Very true. And there's some of them that are thinking that have been told that know about the ban on the firearms, and they go, "I don't care. He can't do that. I'm going to carry my weapon anyway. It's Second Amendment. I'm blah 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 blah." And it's like, yeah, you're going to go to jail.
Hi, Red Dawn. How are you?
Hey. All right. Go ahead and drop that out of there. But yeah, it's that's like a few people were saying months ago. It's gonna go.
Diggity dog, the sheriff's in town.
Is I don't see him even in the side chat here.
Darn, huh?
I hope Will knows who it is.
I know who it is. I did. Hot diggity dog, the sheriff's in town.
I'm not going to do the small onion voice the whole time.
I can do that. Hey, we'll do it like that.
Oh, really? You're going to make me stay up here, huh? All right, everybody, we'll go circles. Hey, we're circles.
There we go.
I don't feel like putting on a hat.
I hear you. I was almost not going to wear a hat.
I got all the animals are fighting for position on the front porch over here, so I keep having to run outside and referee between the dog, 3 goats, and 20 chickens. They all have their own buildings. I don't know why they're not in there.
Is it raining there?
Freezing rain, man. We got about a quarter of an inch of ice.
Oh, really? So that's why they're hovering around you, huh?
Yeah, but it's just on the trees though. The lower branches aren't even iced up yet. It's weird. It's like there's a blanket of cold air 15 foot from the top. So
That's kind of weird.
No, it's between January, the middle of January, the middle of February. We get little ice like this all the time where we're at. It's where we get. It's this will be our spring moisture right here. I live in a little weird strip of Texas that there's places that literally don't get a drop of rain a year, but then other places they'll get 20,
John,
30
thanks
inches.
for coming by.
There's actually the divide between the two types of soil is right by my house. There's red dirt and the black dirt. I live right there on that split. You can see it from Big Springs. There's a little mountain down there. You get up on the mountain and you look towards the north, and you can literally see the different colored soil running off the horizon. It's actually kind of cool.
I just say that sounds kind of cool.
Until you realize that you live on it, and it means everything changes right where you live.
Yeah.
Well, I lied there. Ice on the grass now.
Uh-oh. Now we have a stream going.
Yeah. John's checking out. Anthony's going back outside to play outside or work outside.
Dave just showed up.
Hey, Dave showed up. Hey, Dave.
How you doing, Grumpy?
Oh, and that's in 45 minutes. Last time I looked up was 45 minutes ago, and there was just ice on the trees. I just looked out, and there's ice all over the grass.
Holy cow. So it's like a heat wave above 20 foot up in the air, and then down below it's cold. That would be really
I don't know what's going on. It's 34 degrees out there, and there's ice on everything.
Yeah.
Explain that one.
Wind chill.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I need to move my thermometer. The bees have gotten so close to it, they're probably generating heat.
Yeah.
I have a 600-pound bee in my attic. I need to go up there and take a picture of it today while it's real cold.
Yeah.
It's the biggest beehive ever.
We were just sitting here talking
Huh?
about the Virginia stuff, Dave. You want to pipe in on it? They're talking about bringing the blue caps in.
I honestly haven't been following that Virginia thing as closely as I should, other than what's been going on YouTube. My wife's been following it closer than me. But, they really do need to back off of that. Isn't Virginia where it all started last time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like I
Directly,
tried to use Virginia as a model to move forward.
Yeah,
They just keep backing off of it, then they won't be able to do that. That's my opinion.
yeah. There's they're out there the more radical supporters of the Second Amendment are out there spouting their mouth off, and they should keep quiet and let the attorneys that have been hired deal with it. Because it's
not the attorney's job. It's not the attorney's job. And this is my soap. You want a soapbox? There's a soapbox. It is not the job of an attorney to dictate what the laws of this land are. It is the job of the citizens of the United States of America to dictate the legislation forced and formed in this country. Lawyers are supposed to work within those laws. They are not supposed to make those laws.
Right.
I think it should be illegal to become a politician if you are a lawyer.
Right. What I was saying is, though, the lawyers that have been hired by the NRA and the different groups to overthrow this, to challenge it in court, let them challenge it in court, and let the court say to the state legislature, no, you guys screwed up. You can't violate the Second Amendment.
No. It is our job as United States citizens to say no. It is the job of the citizens of Virginia to say no. You can't pass this law.
Yeah, but
it's not up to the court.
Night, Ryan.
Yeah, but the way they're supposed to say no is at the ballot box, not out in the street causing problems. Now, most of them aren't going to cause problems, but there's a few that are going to go out there from out of state. They're going to cause problems and, quote, give the far left legislature ammunition to use against the Second Amendment.
Well, that's the problem. Is the governor is the one that started it all.
The governor and the attorney
You
general.
don't have to do it violently, but and the guys that are out there want to show up and just shoot everybody. Yeah, they need to shut up. But to say that we all need to back off and let lawyers handle,
no, I meant the mouths. The mouthy ones spouting off their mouth need to back off and let the peaceful demonstrators do their stuff, let the lawyers do their stuff, and use the system our forefathers put in place, stop this, and protect the Constitution, so that the courts can tell the legislature, no, you passed an unconstitutional law, it's null and void. And
I agree that we need to let the thoughts of our forefathers do this. But our forefathers did not intend that the citizens of the United States should have to have a lawyer fight their battles. They were supposed to be able to fight them from the Senate by electing people from their communities.
Yes, the ballot box.
That's the thing. The number of legislators in the Senate right now are about a fourth of what they should be.
Yeah. The big problem in Virginia was they did gerrymandering on the districts and reorganized all the districts and stuff, and they did it in a way that it didn't give any of the right-wing minded people to get candidates in place, because they did it the last minute, and the left wing had the candidates all ready to jump in there as soon as they did it. And the right wing did not have a chance to get anybody in there to run against them. So in many districts, the left wing ran unopposed, and that's how they got control of both houses in Virginia. They basically pulled a railroad job on it.
Involved in it. Well, this is legal and this is legal. Let's do this and this and this, because there's so many loopholes and so much confusion involved in it and stuff like that. When that happened, Everybody should have picked up a pitchfork. Everybody in rural Virginia should have picked up a pitchfork, walked straight to the Capitol, and said, "No, y'all all fired."
Yeah, I agree with that right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't. So now their only option is to pick up their pitchforks and go tell them all they're fired. That's in the Constitution. That is legal.
Yeah.
If you want to go Constitution, that's legal. Now, am I promoting that? No. But
yeah. Well, there are a couple groups that are trying to recall the governor. Unfortunately, they're getting bad press. Could that possibly be the left-wing press that's doing it? But they're getting bad press, and so nobody's signing the petition. There's false information being put out about these petitions to recall the governor, and so a lot of people aren't signing, realizing that they need to sign it.
Without using the first, we cannot defend the second. Without the second, we cannot defend any of them.
Yeah.
We will lose our right to vote. We will lose our right to representation. We will lose everything without the Second Amendment.
Exactly right there. That's what.
We will lose the Second Amendment if we don't use the first.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's what Red Dawn was saying. If we don't take care of each one of the second, then the first will be gone as well.
Let me check something here.
They all support one another. Anything
they're all linked together.
Right.
The people of each state have to pull together and do the right thing, and you can't let the rich people come in there and buy the votes.
It was lawyers that twisted the natural born citizen thing around to be something other than it was. All that natural born citizen thing was to fix it so the Democrats could quit forcing black people or black males away from the voting booths.
Yeah.
That's what that was voted in there for. No, they was born here. They're citizens. They have the right to vote. That's all that was supposed to say. It wasn't supposed to open up lawyers made it a thing for anchor babies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lawyers are great this country.
Hey guys, I want to make a comment on what excuse me, what Common Sense with Elizabeth just said.
Hey,
California,
shovel snow.
She just got a message from California's getting hit by snow. Well, I just brought up the weather.gov. Truckee up by Donner Pass and stuff is on a winter storm warning right now. 20-mile-an-hour winds, gusts as high as 35. Precipitation is 100%. Daytime snow accumulation is 6 to 10 inches possible, and another 4 inches tonight. So yeah, there's California is getting hit by that snow, that pattern I had up earlier on the jet stream. Yeah, they're getting raked by snow right now. So that'll be heading east from California. So
global warming.
It's not global warming, it's global climate change. You stay up with the terms there.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta put something up here. Hang on a second here. But there is some let me bring up that one picture here. This picture here, I think, is kind of puts it all into.
Yeah, I want to see that too, Blue Healer. I would laugh my butt off.
All right, let me see if I can enlarge this up here.
Yeah, I've got to take my knife apart and fix it.
All right, well, you want to throw that up there?
One more stuff up there.
Yeah. Okay. I love this meme. It talks about that Greta spoiled brat. Let's see. She's a child. She is a child, not a scientist. Repeats propaganda she's been fed. Yet she gets 24/7 news coverage. Now, this lady on the right here is Dr. Judith Curry. She's a climatologist. She's the chair of the School of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences at Georgia Institute of Technology from 2002 to 2013. She's a member of the National Research Council's Climate Research Committee and has published over 140 scientific papers and books on climate change. She says, that the climate change is a hoax. How much coverage does she get? No media coverage. You can't tell me that that there's no favorites being played there by the far left wing nuts. They're making money off of, quote, climate change and global warming, passing legislation and stuff that has all sorts of pork barrel money in it.
It's because she's a shill for the 1%ers.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
and Common Sense of Elizabeth says that that Greta girl, according to her own page, has mental illness issues. Why would anybody listen to her? I mean, she's 16-year-old and she's a little bit off.
Did you that face that she makes on that video kills me?
Oh yeah.
Is that supposed to make?
If anybody finds a 16-year-old that's not a little bit off, introduce me. It's like 15 to 16 to 17. Those are the years when your child is guaranteed to completely lose their mind. Been there, done that. Watched it happen. They were so normal last year. What happened?
It's around and around and around it goes.
Yeah, right.
Back.
A friend of mine that I grew up with, he's the one that got me into ham radio and stuff. He's a biochemist that he just retired from working out at Lawrence Livermore Lab. He explained to me that the theory of global warming is based on 17 major other theories and 23 other minor theories. Anyways, before he actually finished his paper and published it, 3 of those major theories were proven false. So right there, that knocked the legs out from under it. Since it was published, 11 of those major theories have been proven false. So the theory of global warming has nothing to stand on now. Also, of the, quote, scientists that backed it when it first came out, 22 of them have flip-flopped and said, no, it's wrong. But do any of those guys get any media time? 0.
What about that guy that quit his job and stuff? Did he ever go back to work? You know what I'm talking about? He's like, we're all going to die by 2024 or whatever, and quit his job so he could spend his time with his family and all that.
Never saw it.
A book. Has an hour-long YouTube video.
I missed that one.
Really? It was all over the place.
Yeah.
He doesn't. His was not global warming. His was global climate change.
Yeah.
He basically put all of the worst possible scenarios together and said, "Yep, here it is. I proved it," and quit his stuff. He was a professor and this, that, and everything else. I don't know. I can't find him in the news anymore, so I just wonder if he went to work. Has anybody seen any news on lately? Google it. There's not anything. Zero zilch, nada. They haven't let anything out of Venezuela since July last year. But if you dig deep enough, you find out that now the military is confiscating the food aid going in and selling it to the citizens.
Oh, really?
And that's something else. Yeah.
Look that up. Oh,
that's kind of not cool.
I was wondering how come it was such a big deal. Now all of a sudden you hear nothing.
Yeah.
The aid that's going down there or whatever is not making it to the people. It's being sold to the people. So,
yeah. That happens a lot with dictatorships.
There are several big banks deal with the government now to make them solvent again for a long period of time, which means basically the owner or the government of Venezuela is fixing to sell the country to foreign investors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would kind of keep that table too if it was me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I found that after about 5 hours digging yesterday, and I was like, "Well, that's kind of cool."
Yeah, it's kind of interesting there. I'm gonna have to look that up, Wes. 'Cause I was wondering how come all of a sudden it was like,
Good luck.
oh, you know, and now it's like nothing.
Yeah. Well, another
I
word
found it. Go ahead.
Another thing to think about as far as, quote, global warming goes, and is that if you look back at history, there was a period several hundred years ago that, well, ended several hundred years ago. It started about 1380 and ended in 1820, called the Little Ice Age, the Big Chill. During that time frame, there was two different times. There were winter. I mean, years without any summer. It basically was wintertime all year. Prior to the Big Chill, England, get this now, England was producing better wine than France, so much so that France passed a law prohibiting the import of English wine. So until England can produce good wine again, we are still recovering from the Little Ice Age. It has nothing to do with how much, in the Industrial Revolution and any of the other stuff saying how much pollutants we're putting into the air. We are still recovering from the Little Ice Age. When England is able to produce wines comparable or better than France, then we will have recovered. Until then, the temperature still needs to come up a little bit more. Of course, right now, the last 5 years, the temperature has been dropping around the world. The mean temperature has dropped.
Several American
Climate change. It's climate change.
Several early American societies fled the river valleys and moved up into the canyons on the canyon wall faces and stuff. And they say to this date that they can't figure out why they did that. It's because during that period of time, there was a little thing called the Ice Age. And while everybody else was freezing, or the Little Ice Age, everybody else was freezing their butt off, right? These people are getting flash floods like it ain't nobody's business. So they were afraid to live down in the bottoms. They were living up on the side. They were going farming the bottoms and carrying wouldn't drown in their sleep. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
The same thing that's happening. It doesn't get the same amount of rain here as we always have. It just comes in one storm now.
Yeah.
And like this, it's supposed to do this for 4 days, and then it probably won't rain again until March. But on that, Venezuela, one more cute little deal. A gallon of water in Venezuela is 99 cents US dollars still. A gallon of fuel, or 4 liters. This 4 liters of fuel, gasoline, is 1 cent or 6 cents. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't retain word. It's fuel. Gasoline is cheaper in Venezuela than water.
Yeah.
Well, I'm moving to Venezuela.
Only problem is a loaf of bread is like $50.
I can live like a king there.
Well, you just wouldn't get to eat anything. Popsicle probably run you $30 or $40.
Probably. I'd die right there.
Because they've got plenty of fuel, but they're not allowed to sell it anywhere. So it's all in house. They've just got to move it around in the house. Honestly, if they really want to help Venezuela, just let them start selling their distillates, outside their own borders. They'll be fine. we would instantly stop starving people to death. But anyway, those that be in power, that have all the lawyers and stuff, they do not want that to happen. They want to take over the country. They're about to buy the country. They're going to get exactly what they wanted in the beginning. So,
Hi, Lori Jean. How are you?
Hey, Lori.
no, it's a small onion. We don't even. Who's Wes? Who's this Wes person she speaks of?
Who is this West person? It's Small Onion.
I don't even.
Small Onion.
Never sorry.
Okay, I want to make sure I
He's
got
just trying to confuse the chat now.
You might have it right, Lori.
I misquoted on the little ice age the dates. It was from a time span of approximately 1300 to 1850. I decided to look it back and get my dates right, my times right. Yeah. So, but yeah, they had some particularly cold intervals, 1650, 1770, and 1850. It ended with a big chill, and then it started warming up after the last one in 1850.
I think it was right back in the 80s or late 70s when they really started pushing climate change.
Yeah.
Is when they started going through all the droughts and stuff, and then they had to have a new word for it.
Yeah. But the thing is, they don't realize that if you look at, go to like the National Geo, they have the programs out there trying to educate people. Hey, this happens all the time. We have, how many times has the Earth been a cue ball, basically frozen over? Yeah, it happens. It goes.
There's still debate on that time frame because they've got those hundreds of years back there. They call the Dark Ages and stuff. The weather systems were whacked by then. I mean, the planet hadn't technically cooled off yet, but the effects of the ice age, increased precipitation, lack of sunlight, crop failure, starvation, disease, and so what they've got, what one history book has, another history book has something else. It all depends on which scientist is making up the book or whatever, which college is, writing the literature or whatever. There was that the effects of the ice age lasted hundreds and hundreds of years, not a couple of 3 centuries.
Yeah. But that's why they're calling this one the Little Ice Age. But yeah, there have been ice ages throughout history where, 500, 800, 900, 1,000 years where it dips down and comes back. And there's been other ones where it's been for thousands of years.
That's like this guy calling for this grand solar minimum, which is going to make a little mini ice age and stuff. He's trying to make it sound like, boom, we're going to wake up in 2021 or 22, whatever he's calling for now. I can't remember.
Yeah, isn't that
and everything's going to be covered in ice. It doesn't work that way. The big ice age that happened that lasted 100,000 years or whatever it was, it took, the first half of that 100,000 years to make the glaciers. Okay.
Yeah, it took it to cool down. He's got a a YouTube channel called 2030, I believe it is, where they're talking about the grand solar minimum, how it's supposed to reach its peak in 2030.
Oh, they bumped it up
Consider
a few years.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be
the rain was
2025 or something like that.
But then you talk to
the rain was freezing at different levels up and down my trees. I guess I don't know. I might have to sign on for that ice age thing.
Well, if you look at there are other scientists saying, no, the sun is beginning to start its reactivation period already, and so it's not slowing down. I mean, it's not whatever the sun does when it stops becoming so active. It's not doing that. It's starting up again already. So I would give it, if that's true, I give it a couple of years, and we're going to be, temperatures are going to be getting a little bit back to normal and warming up. But then there's the other problem we have, and that's the Earth itself, its rotation and its orbits. It's wobbling and rotating and tilting as it goes around the sun. And yeah, so we're, I know, is Dave still here? Or is he totally dropped? I know he said hi and he's working on his desk and everything. But
probably in the background somewhere.
Yeah,
I read somewhere that every time the Earth goes around, that we're moving closer to the sun.
I don't know, because the moon going around the Earth.
Elizabeth, real quick. Common Sense with Elizabeth said Venezuela is dying because of their socialist government. They should have been and continue to be a very rich country, but the oil companies and government pocketed all the money and gave nothing back to the people. Right. Wrong. Venezuela has the potential to be a very rich country, but right. Venezuela took away from the big companies the ownership of the oil fields and stuff. Then the United States government under Obama placed so many strict sanctions upon them that they could not sell their product outside of their own borders. It bankrupted the company and forced them to start eating, the citizens to start eating their own cats and dogs and aborting their children because they weren't going to be able to feed them. Obama killed those people for money. It has nothing, their government was going to fail, just like socialist governments always do. They were going to run out of money, but none of the socialist countries run out of money that fast. It would have taken 2 to 4 decades for them to go bankrupt. No country goes bankrupt overnight like that without outside help. We, the United, or not we, but the individual that was elected to run our country and his little alphabet soup friends killed thousands and thousands of innocent South American people. The end.
Yeah. Well, it started with the socialist government pocketing money, and started with the oil companies. Then they took over the oil companies to get more money, and then Obama said, "Oh no, we're not going to allow you to do that." And the other guys from the alphabet say, "Oh yeah, we need to do this, this, and this," and they screwed it up. So it's a combination of all of it.
Dave says
they were doing great first took over. The problem was the man realized that it sold all of their natural resources to parties outside of the country.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we want, boom. It would have just, and the same people are buying it back. The people that he took the oil from, he basically broke the deal. He said, no, we're not going to let you do that anymore because there's too much of the money going back to America, not enough of it staying here. Grant, they were all a bunch of corrupt politicians, this, that, and everything else, but it's still things that were done here to break Maduro caused the cratering of that country, caused the desperation that's down there now.
Yeah.
The same thing with Syria. We had no business going into Syria. Syria is Obama's war.
Okay.
Syria was okay. They were a stable bloc. They didn't cause anybody any freaking grief. Nobody was protesting in the street. People were happy in Syria, and then the next thing you know, we're killing people over there.
Enough, Toledo. They can hear you.
I mean, Fox News tried to tell me what was going on, but Fox News is full of shit.
Get rid of OPEC? I think they're trying to do that with the Iran crap.
Yeah. Well, right now, OPEC is keeping the price of oil down, which personally, I could be wrong. I personally think it's a good thing that they're keeping the price of oil down because everyone says that, oh, we're getting all our oil from here. No, we are still getting oil from OPEC. From overseas. We are not totally 100%.
Well, that's not what Trump says, that we're not getting anything, that we're relying totally on American fuel now.
Yeah, that's what his advisors are telling him. But if you check with the oil companies and stuff, they're bouncing it around, and there's oil coming into the United States. to keep our reserves, our underground reserves full.
Oh, she's talking about Canucada.
Yeah,
They
and so
still get their oil from there.
yeah. But yeah, there are so many behind the scene deals and transactions of oil and monies, and yeah, it's enough to make an accountant pull his hair out.
She talking about Canada because I think they do still get their oil from over there.
Yeah, that's what she's saying in the next one down too. But
there's your ice age stuff there. 10 or 11,000 years out of an ice age.
yeah, and the thing is, so the big ice ages come and go, but in between there's these little
little blips. Yeah.
It kind of looks like my analytics on YouTube, up and down, up and down. Yeah, but yeah, that's why this was a mini ice age. Yeah, I think that's what I call it, the mini ice age, the big chill. And there were, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong here, but if I remember correctly, I believe it was James Burke did a TV series on it after his Connections. And his Connections things talked about the little ice age. And what happened was there was a big lake up in Canada that was landlocked by a glacier. And when the glacier finally melted enough, all that fresh water flowed out into the Atlantic and stopped the Atlantic current for several years and stopped bringing all that warm air that came up from Florida on up north. And because of the salt water, freshwater instability, and stopped the current for several years. And then that just dropped the water temperature back in the air temperature and all the ocean temperatures and everything back in 1300.
Well, common sense with Elizabeth said that Venezuela is selling fuel to us right now through that company Valero.
Yeah. Yeah, all your Valero gas stations and stuff.
That's all Venezuelan.
Yeah. That's why we found out about that. We stopped purchasing the gas from the neighborhood Valero store, and so did a bunch of other people. And people started were picklers up there. That local store just about went out of business.
Maybe if we supported them more, they could take care of themselves.
Yeah. Well, no, we just quit messing with their. If we could stop our alphabet agents, a foreign agency, the one that's not supposed to not be allowed to work in the United States, but only work outside the United States. If we were to stop them from screwing around with people and just stick together in intel and not trying to control foreign countries, we'd be better off. The world would be better off.
What's Grumpy saying? Buford Gayer?
That's the hang on a second.
Hi, McCoy.
I don't know what y'all are asking. I can't.
Yeah.
My chat is lagging and everything.
Mine too. That's why I'm just catching up whatever I can, Wes.
All right. Can I get this bigger? There we go. Let me share this again. This is the yeah, all right. Throw that up here. I can explain it a little bit. So basically, we're looking up from the North Pole here, looking down. So you got Russia over here, you got Greenland, Alaska, and the above Canada up here. And so this current here stopped. And when it stopped, it affected the other currents, and when it stopped, all the fresh water went down along the eastern seaboard and stopped that current as well. But yeah, it was somewhere up here there was a massive freshwater reserve lake held in by a glacier. When the glacier melted enough, all that water came out and just screwed with the currents. There was that one, and then
Is that upside?
This is looking down from the North
Why
Pole.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, Russia's on the wrong damn side. My globe broke.
Yeah. So basically,
Okay.
Yeah, you got your Arctic Circle and the dotted line here, up here, or something like that. But yeah, you're looking down from the north.
Oh, that's where I couldn't see it.
I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? It don't make no sense.
Yeah, you look the Arctic currents up there. Yeah, are a bit,
Hold on, let me get
a bit confusing. Now, let me go ahead and pull that down, Will.
Hold on, I'm looking at
Right.
comparing it to my globe. I can figure out where I'm at.
I'm going to bring up another one. I'm going to get another one ready for you. North Atlantic current. Is that one going to give me a second? I have to take this a minute to get this one here going up big enough. All right, go ahead and pop that back up. Okay, over here on the side here. So from where that current was up there, it comes down here, and that effect comes down by Greenland and England and stuff. And the North Atlantic current, how it goes up and around, takes warm up here. Let me go switch to this one here. You can see how it goes up on the surface. Waters are warmer, and they go up, and it cools down and comes down. And
So is that the mini ice?
And no, so this is America, South America, okay. But the red is the warm waters going up north, cooling down, and then it sinks and it comes back down to the bottom. Well, when all that fresh water came in there, it stopped the current moving because I'm not sure the exact scientific terminology on it, but basically with the fresh water, the interdiction of so much fresh water, this warmer to cooler water transfer couldn't take place, and so it just backed up all the warm water, and the warm water stopped coming north, and then we got that little ice age because all of a sudden now it started cooling up here, back in the starting in the 1300s.
That teardrop you have the mouse on right now, that's theorized that's all of the current just stayed there and it just looped in that spot. That's why everything got super tropical and
Yeah, and so
stuff over here. That's
yeah,
why everybody and all the people had to climb up out of the valleys and around here. That's why all the Native Americans were running from floods.
yeah. But yeah, that's why the northern portion of the hemisphere got really cold. The southern portion down here, South Africa, and that got cold. But the tropics got really warm during the mini ice age. But yeah, even like Italy over here, because there was no warm coming up this way here, it got cold down over in Italy and stuff as well, and a little bit of the North Africa, but yeah, the rest of Africa really got toasty warm. Okay, you got a question side chat.
Really hot weather.
Yeah, you got a question side chat.
Those
that came in late on the big announcement. Will, you want to make your big announcement again?
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, Will was saying that his OCP Is that right?
COPD.
OPD. Sorry.
COPD.
COPD. Is getting bad. So
Chronic whole person disorder.
he's going to pull back on doing the number of live streams he's doing for the winter. And he's just going to do one. He hasn't decided which one exactly yet, but he's just going to do like one live and just sell one video and just watch everybody and support everybody by watching their videos like he did last year. But along with that, he received a beautiful gift from Prepper X and what was the group called?
X Nation.
X Nation gave him that Energen oxygen machine. He was his GoFundMe account is for, but it's missing all the extra peripheral stuff he needs: the extra batteries, the charging cylinders, and all that other fun stuff. So his
They'll be leaving the GoFundMe up for another till the end of at least the end of the month. Because although they bought the machine, it requires things like the charging tubes, the extra cannulas for the nose, an extra battery, which is a couple $100 by itself, and there's just all kinds of other extras that go with it to help it keep running through the initial use of it. So if I could just get a head start on it, like a couple $100 more above what I already have in there. And they gave me $300 over what the cost of the machine is, but I'm still like $200 short of being able to get everything I need to make the machine complete. So I'm going to leave everything up there. I'm just asking everybody to please put maybe enough for a cup of coffee in the GoFundMe page, and hopefully we can grab that $200 and be done with it. And that'll give me enough of a buffer where as the things come up that I need to change them out in the future, then I would be able to take care of it myself. So,
yeah. So that's a big announcement.
Instead of going to your local Valero station and getting a cup of coffee, just dump $1.69 in the account.
Yeah, something like that. I'd appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I'm still not going to stop going to Valero. It's the cheapest gas around.
Yeah. Here, what's interesting, I'm not sure where it gets it, but up here in Idaho Falls, the cheapest gas is Sam's Club. And especially on Wednesday, they drop it another 20 cents on Wednesdays only. But yeah, when I travel from California up here to Idaho, the cheapest gas I find is at the Pilot/Flying J truck stops.
Hey, Blood X, I didn't see you sneak in. How are you doing, brother?
I know what you're feeling there, McCoy O'Kill. Yeah. So, anyways, where are we at here? You've been up for 99 minutes. Well,
yeah, I probably should shut her off. I just want to make sure everybody got the word out there. Everything's going okay. I'm still going to be doing my Monday night streams just to let everybody know I'm going to be doing the panel still for every Monday, but the rest of the week I'll probably be MIA for 1 month, maybe 2, whatever I can take. I probably am so used to doing this, I won't be gone long, but I do need to take a break and rejuvenate my body.
Yep. Or after a couple of weeks, your wife's going to get annoyed. You get back on the air.
She doesn't bother me at all about it, actually.
You know what I mean? You're going to start not doing it, so you can be bugging her, and she's going to say, no, get back on the air.
Probably going to end up doing that. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for that came by today. I appreciate it. And I'm not gone. I'm just on break.
Pleasant Fork 8, where are you at in Ohio? Because they were saying it was warm in southern Ohio. I see
Lori's
that.
gonna pound some pork. All right, she's gonna send me some pork.
Yeah,
Lori,
goodbye.
that
All right.
kind of sounds
Goodbye.
strange. I'm just saying.
Say goodbye, Wes.
Goodbye, Wes.
Bye,
Goodbye,
Wes.
Wes. I mean,
Goodbye, Gil. Goodbye, Will. Goodbye. All right.
Thanks
And
everybody for coming by. You too, Gil. I'll talk to you soon.